Max, I'm very, very fundamentally pessimistic right now because of so many things that are going on. Do you think his administration is planning a war against Iran? It certainly looks like it.
There are absolutely elements in the Trump administration, especially John Bolton, who would like war, but we have to consider the elements outside the Trump administration that are even more ideologically invested in some kind of war against Iran, specifically Sheldon Adelson. And where was Donald Trump's last public event? It was at the Republican Jewish Coalition in Las Vegas in Sheldon Adelson's Venetian Casino, where he actually, speaking to an audience of American Jews, referred to Israel as their country, bizarrely. And that's actually just the way Sheldon Adelson thinks. Sheldon Adelson, a few years ago, actually called for the U.S. to drop a nuclear bomb on Iran. This is someone who is a dotard in the lexicon of North Korea's Kim, who is out of his mind. And Donald Trump is heavily invested in Sheldon Adelson. Adelson, Bernard Marcus, and Paul Singer, three pro-Israel billionaires, contributed over $40 million to Donald Trump's election. And I think this is the real danger, this Likud wing of the Israel lobby. At the same time, the U.S. military, the Pentagon brass, they understand the consequences of a war with Iran would be absolutely catastrophic, and it would create an existential domestic crisis in this country, as well as for the EU, which is dead set against it. So I think what we're going to see is continued economic warfare.
Yeah, Max, but I mean, is this a form of kind of virtue signaling? I mean, Trump is showing that he's going through the motions, but at the end of the day, the Pentagon is going to say, no, the collateral damage of this would be so devastating that it's a no-go. But for the election, for the campaign, it's virtue signaling. Is that a fair assessment, Max?
Yeah, and there's a way to look at it that's comforting, which is that Trump is simply appealing to domestic constituency in order to win. And for Trump, winning is everything. It's the same with Venezuela. If you look at Trump's speech in Miami before the right-wing Miami Cuban and Venezuelan lobby, Trump was simply demonizing the Venezuelan government in order to leverage the hatred of socialism against a potential Bernie Sanders candidacy. So all of this relates to domestic politics for Trump. He could care less about what actually happens to Iran or Venezuela, and they're just going to simply use every method of financial terrorism against these countries in the meantime.
Well, we're going to be watching that. I want to thank